Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate 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 Vasudevaya.
Narayanam Namaskrityam
Narayana Namaskrityam
Naram Chaiva Narottamam
Naram Chaiva Narottamam
Devim Saraswatim Vyasam
Devim Saraswati Vyasam
Tato Jayamudiraye
Jayat Mudirayat
Nashtaprayeshu Bhadreshu
Nashtaprayashu Avadreshu
Nityam Bhagavata Sevayam
Nityam Bhagavate Sevaya
Bhagavate Uttamasloke
Bhagavate Uttamasloke
Bhaktin Bhavatir Naistiki
Bhaktin Bhavati Nastiki
Krishnaya Vasudevaya
Krishnaya Vasudevaya
Devaki Nandanaya Cham
Bhakinandanaya cha
Nandagopa Kumaraya
Gopakumaraya
Govindaya Namo Namaha.
Indaya Namo Namaha.
Hare Krishna. Welcome all the devotees for the Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam discussion. Today we are going to discuss Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, Canto 2, Chapter 9, text number 38. The canto name is The Cosmic Manifestation, and the chapter name is Answers by Citing the Lord's Version. Please repeat the sloga again. Me. śrī-śuka uvāca
śrī-śuka uvāca
sampradiśyaivam ajano
sampradiśyaivam ajano
janānāṁ parameṣṭhinam
janānāṁ parameṣṭhinam
paśyatas tasya rūpam
paśyatas tasya rūpam
ātmano nyaruṇad dhariḥ
ātmano
nyaruṇad dhariḥ.
Word by word meaning, please repeat begin me. Śrī Śukadeva uvāca.
Śrī Śukadeva
Śrī Śukadeva Gosvāmī said. Sampradiśya. Fully instructing Brahmājī. Evam. Dasa. Ajanaḥ. The Supreme Lord. Janānāṁ. Of the living entities. Parameṣṭhinam. Unto the Supreme Leader Brahmā. Paśyataḥ. While he was seeing. Tasya. His. Rūpam. That transcendental form. ātmano. Of the Absolute. nyaruṇad. Disappeared. Harihi. The Lord, the Personality of Godhead. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace Abhay Charanavranda A.C. Bhakti-yoga Srila Prabhupada. Translation, please repeat behind me. Śukadeva Gosvāmī said to Mahārāja Parīkṣit, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Hari, after being seen in his transcendental form, instructing Brahmājī, the leader of the living entities, disappeared. Purport. In this verse, it is clearly mentioned that the Lord is ajanaḥ, or the Supreme Person, and that he was showing his transcendental form, ātmano rūpam, to Brahmājī, while instructing him in the summarization of Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam in 4 verses. He is ajanaḥ, or the Supreme Person, amongst janānāṁ, or all persons. All living entities are individual persons, and amongst all such persons, Lord Hari is supreme, as confirmed in the śruti-mantra, Nitya Nityanam Chetaso Chetasanam. So, there is no place for impersonal feature in the transcendental world as there are impersonal features in the material world. Whenever there is chetana or knowledge, the personal feature comes in. In the spiritual world, everything is full of knowledge, and therefore, everything in the transcendental world, the land, the water, the tree, the mountain, the river, the man, the animal, the bird, everything is of the same quality, namely Chetana, and therefore everything there is individual and personal. Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam gives us this information as the supreme Vedic literature, and it was personally instructed by the Supreme Personality of Godhead to Brahmājī so that the leader of the living entities might broadcast the message to all in the universe in order to teach the supreme knowledge of bhakti-yoga. Brahmājī, in his turn, instructed Narada, his beloved son, the same message of Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, and Narada, in his turn, taught the same to Vyasadeva, who again taught it to Śukadeva Gosvāmī. Through Śukadeva Gosvāmī's grace and by the mercy of Mahārāja Parīkṣit, we are all given Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam perpetually to learn the science of Absolute Personality of Godhead, Lord Krishna. Dasa. Om Ajnana Timirandasya Jnanāṁ Shalakaya Chakshurunmilidam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Śrīmade Bhakti Vedanta Swami Ityanamini Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharani Nirvishesha Shunyavad Paśyata Desha Tarani Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. In the previous verses, we discussed about what Lord instructed to Brahmājī, the Chaturshloki Bhagavatam, that is the 4 important verses. Lord given that knowledge to Brahma, that is the first Bhagavatam is given by Supreme Lord to Brahmājī. So in the previous chapters, we discussed about how the Brahma was able to see the Lord, Supreme Lord in front of him after doing the 1,000 celestial years of tapasya. He was able to see in front of him the Vaikuntha Loka, and he was able to see all the appearances of Vaikuntha Loka and all the inhabitants of Vaikuntha Loka, how it is appear and what are the things are there in that Vaikuntha Loka. And he was able to see the Supreme Personality of Godhead who is staying inside of the Vaikuntha Loka. And from there, Lord is instructing him this Chaturshloki Bhagavatam initially. And after today's sloka, because the discussion initially happened between Śukadeva Gosvāmī and Parīkṣit Maharaj. So when Śukadeva Gosvāmī and Parīkṣit Maharaj, when they are discussing that, he is referring the discussion between Brahmājī and Narada. So there, Brahma is explaining to Narada about what is happening with him when he born. So these are the past time. Inside of this, there is another past time. Inside of the another past time, it is explained by Brahmājī. So now, after that, Śukadeva Gosvāmī is telling to Parīkṣit Maharaj that, so when the Chaturshloki Bhagavatam instructed by the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and he disappeared. Yes, he was in front of Brahmājī, he was able to see the face-to-face the Supreme Lord. Then he is hearing the knowledge, the 4 slokas from the Supreme Lord. Then after that, the Lord disappeared. So here it is mentioned that his transcendental form, ātmano rūpam. So he was able to the Brahmājī able to see the transcendental form of the Supreme Lord, which is very, very, very rare. Only not everyone can see that form. So Lord gave that ability to Brahmājī because of his tapasya. He was able to see the Supreme Lord and he got the knowledge also. And Prabhupada mentioning that why he gave the knowledge to Brahma, because he is the Supreme Lord. That needs to be established in this material world. So even though that is established, that there are all the scriptures, everything it is established he is the supreme, Lord is the supreme, but still people are not ready to accept that. They are come up with their own ideas. The other person, this person is supreme, that person is supreme. Sometimes I am supreme. So there are so many chaos in this society, even though there is a revealed scriptures, they are saying that Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. But still, there are so many debate in this material world because of what is the reason? Because of the ignorance. People are not ready to accept the revealed scriptures. That is the very big problem. This is the Kali Yuga Prabhava. Because in Kali Yuga, people are Manda Buddhi and Manda Bhagya. They cannot understand the Supreme Personality of Godhead, even though the revealed scriptures are saying he is a Supreme Personality of Godhead. So only through the bhakti yoga and who are coming in the parampara, Brahmāji's parampara, then so Brahma instructed this knowledge to Narada, and Narada instructed to Vyasadeva, and Vyasadeva instructed to Śukadeva Gosvāmī, and Śukadeva Gosvāmī instructed Śukadeva Gosvāmī and Parīkṣit Mahārāja. What they discussed, that is becoming a Bhagavatam, what we are discussing now. So this is coming through the parampara, the same knowledge is coming through the parampara. So we are very fortunate to review and study that same knowledge. So, and the best thing is, it is hearing, we are able to study, but the application, which is more important than just hear and read. So apply in our life, because even though the knowledge is widely available, and only the believers on the Supreme Personality of God, who has the strong faith on the parampara system, who has a strong faith on the Supreme Lord, only that person can understand and realize and apply in their life. Others, it is still, even though they are able to see the knowledge in front of them, they cannot accept it because of the contaminated mind. So this is not only in Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, in Bhagavad Gita also, Lord is establishing the similar kind of knowledge. In 10.8, Bhagavad Gita 10.8, Krishna is saying that Agam sarvasya prabhavo mattaha sarvam pravartate idi matva bhajante mam bhudabhava samanvitaha. So Krishna is saying that I am the source of all spiritual and material worlds. Everything emanates from me. The wise who perfectly know this engage in my devotional service and worship me with all their hearts. So Krishna himself is declaring that he is a source of everything, material world as well as the spiritual world. He is the source. Everything emanates from him. So in this way, we have to understand that he is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, additionally, the first living entity, the supreme living entity, Brahmājī also confirming, and the parampara also accepting the same thing. So we have to accept as it is. And also in Bhagavad Gita 15.15, Krishna is saying that Sarvasya chaham nidhi sannivisto mattaha smatirñānam apohanam cha vedaisya sarve agam yeva vedyo vedanta kritveda vidyeva chagam. So here in this sloka also Krishna is confirming that I am seated in everyone's heart, and from me comes remembrance, knowledge and forgetfulness. By all the Vedas, I am to be known. Indeed, I am the compiler of Vedanta, and I am the knower of the Vedas. So this is also clearly Krishna is establishing that he is sitting in everyone's heart. And also, and he is from him, the remembrance, knowledge, and forgetfulness is coming. And all the essence, what is the essence of all the Vedas? To understand the Supreme Lord, to realization of the Supreme Lord is the essence of the Vedas. So this is the way Krishna himself is saying in Bhagavad Gita. And if you see all the other scriptures, that also revealing, all the Vedas also revealing that to understand the essence is Supreme Personality of Godhead. Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. That is the essence of all the Vedas. So that the wise person who knows this, who is having the faith on the scriptures, they will understand that. Otherwise, without studying any scriptures, they will simply, with the mental concoction, what they will do, people will say that Okay, the Shiva is supreme, Brahma is supreme, Devi is supreme. There are multiple supreme, they will say. So that is because of their ajnan, because of the lack of knowledge. So that we have to understand. And interestingly, in Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, there is in 4th canto, 24th chapter. There, Lord Shiva, he is also confirming the same thing. He is also confirming. So what he is confirming that? There is that Rutra Gita. So Lord Shiva, he is glorifying the Supreme Lord Krishna. So in the entire chapter, that the glorification is called Rutra Gita. So what the glorification is happening? One of the sample I could show you. This 4th chapter, 4th canto, 24th chapter and 28th verse. Here Lord Shiva, what he is saying that? Ye param ramhasaha sakshat traigunjaiva samjinitat bhagavantam vasudevam. Bhagavantam vasudevam. That is the important word. And prapannaha sa priyo himi. So Lord Shiva, here Lord Shiva is continuing. So this is the in between when the Lord Shiva's Rutra Gita. It is in between. I am taking one sloka. Here Lord Shiva, what is he saying that? Any person who is surrendered to the Supreme Personality of Godhead Krishna. So why is mentioned that Supreme Personality of Godhead Krishna? Because he is mentioning Bhagavantam Vasudevam. He is the Bhagavan Vasudeva. So who is surrendering to the Supreme Personality of Godhead Vasudeva Krishna? That was. So then he is saying that the controller of everything. Shiva himself is saying that who is the controller of everything. What is it? Material nature as well as the living entity. So who is the controller? Material nature as well as the living entity. The controller of everything is the Supreme Personality of Godhead Krishna. So any person who is surrendered to that Supreme Personality of Godhead is actually very dear to me. Lord Shiva is saying that who is surrendering to me, they are very dear to me. Lord Shiva is confirming that who is surrendering to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, that person is very dear to me. And he himself is saying that I am also the one of the devotee of the Supreme Lord. So in Padma Purana, there is a discussion between Shiva and Parvati is asking, so everyone, the material world, the people are chanting your name, and you are also chanting somebody's name. So whom you are chanting? Then, and which is the highest? Then Shiva was explaining that I am chanting the name of the Lord Ram. So that is the way, and then which is the topmost? Then he was saying that chanting the glories of the Supreme Lord Ram is the highest, and on top of that, and serving the devotees of the Lord Ram is top highest than that. That's what Shiva is explaining in Padma Purana. So there are so many, all the Puranas, there are many revealed scriptures. There is Sattvic Purana. There are Purana also, there are different varieties of Puranas are there. Sattvic Purana, Tamasic Purana, and Rajasic Purana. How the mode of goodness, mode of passion, mode of ignorance. In Purana also, there are different shades, different Puranas are there. Why? Because the people, not all the people are in the mode of goodness to understand, to accept everything. So according to their nature, they will accept if the people nature is in the mode of goodness, they will accept the mode of goodness Puranas, and the people who are in the ignorance, they cannot accept the mode of goodness or mode of passion. They will be always in the ignorance only. So for them also, in order to bring them under the big umbrella of the Sanatana Dharma, there is some Puranas for Tamasic person also. So Tamasic person, because Tamasic person means they are in the mode of ignorance. That means they will do the killing the animal, those and intoxication, all those activities they will do. But still, in order to bring them in the regulation, because if they leave that person, their people, they will degrade more and more. That's the reason there are some Sattvic Puranas for them also to bring into the little regulation. So that's the reason the Tamasic Puranas are there. So if they read them, so there it is mentioning that whatever they like, that person is the supreme person, and they have to offer. They can offer they can do the animal sacrifice, and they can intoxicate. So all those things mentioned there because they are happy with that. So that is the reason all the categories of men. That is the beauty of Sanatana Dharma. It is covering all the categories of men in this material world. But the person who wanted to achieve the topmost, which is going out of this material world, going to reaching the spiritual world, who wanted to be eternal, wanted to get the eternal body, because whatever the body we got, it is a material body. It is tend to destroy at the end of this particular life. Then again we will get the another material body. So this is cyclic. So the person who wanted to go out of this suffering, who wanted to serve the Supreme Lord directly, eternally, that person will follow the Sattvic Puranas. So this Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, Bhagavad Gita, these are all coming under the Sattvic Purana category. So they can, only the person who is in the Sattvic mode, only that person can understand and apply in their life. Other persons, according to their nature, they may connect with the Tamasic Puranas, they may connect with the Rajasic Puranas, or some people out of these three categories, there are some people are there who are all atheistic people. So they won't accept any of the supremacy. They are thinking that they are the supreme. So they will come up with without reading any of these three kind of Puranas, they will come up with their own mental concoction. They will come up with their own ideas. So that also it is a great danger to the society. But still, by the mercy of the Supreme Lord, the Lord selected some of the jivas, and by the mercy of the great mercy of the Supreme Lord, this knowledge is reaching to those such devotees, such jivas, and finally they can practice and they can go back to Godhead. So that is the causeless mercy of the Supreme Lord. So that is the reason here there are, even though the Lord Brahma, who is the supreme person, who is the supreme person, who person in the sense, in the living entities, he is the first living entity created by the Supreme Lord. In order to, he himself is saying that I don't want to get into the pride, so please bless me, Lord, so that I can be always your servant. I'll always chant your glories. That is what Brahmājī also expecting from the Supreme Lord. So even Brahma himself is doing that, asking the Supreme Lord in that way, and Lord Shiva is praying in that way. Then what to speak of other living entities, but the jivas like us. So we have also need to surrender to the Supreme Lord, and surrender in the sense immediately it cannot happen because of our false ego and the, what we can say, it's a egoist. We have the ego, lusty feelings, and our tamasic, the contaminated mind. So all these things, it's affecting our progress towards the bhakti. So in order to correct that, only Lord is saying that leave the lower taste and catch hold of the higher taste. What is because our senses are, it is uncontrollable. So, and senses cannot be controlled. The impersonalists, they are saying that control your senses and concentrate on the Supreme Brahman. So they are saying that Supreme Brahman concentrate, but Brahman also they don't have any form. They are saying that formless. So how can a person say formless in the sense there is no form? How can a person can concentrate no form? Which is the theory itself, it is not very much appreciable. You need to concentrate on the Lord, Brahman, the impersonalists are saying that, but there is no form. So if there is no form, nothing, how can a person concentrate on the nothing? So in the nothing, the person who is concentrating on the nothing, they are in only the theoretically, but originally they will also, at least a small form, they will also not in the physical form of the Lord. They will think about at least the name of the Lord, something they will concentrate, some form they will concentrate. So that is the reason the Mayavada philosophy, the impersonal philosophy is not at all provable also. And because why the Mayavada philosophy is taught by Shankaracharya, who is the incarnation of the Lord Shiva, because during that time, the Buddhism was prominent. Why Buddhism came? Before that, there was in the name of Vedic literature, Vedic culture, their animal sacrifice was happened, and because of the degradation, they are concentrated on the animal sacrifice only. They left the Vedic mantras. So that is the reason. In order to stop that, Lord took the incarnation of Lord Buddha, and he rejected all the Vedas and he taught the Ahimsa. So this is for the particular period. So in order to stop that also, and we need to re-establish the Vedas. So re-establish the Supreme Lord's superiority. So for that, Shankaracharya came and he rejected all this Buddhist philosophy. So he established that because we cannot, the Vedas, it is showing that it's a personal feature. And personal feature of the Lord, it is about the Supreme Lord. And Buddha, he rejected that. And Shankaracharya, he cannot go back to the Vedas. But he want to re-establish, he was to condemn the Buddhist philosophy. That is the reason he come up with the, he propagated the impersonal feature of the Supreme Lord. So then what happened? The Buddhic philosophy diminished, and the impersonal feature of the Supreme Lord, that the Lord's he wanted to re-establish the Lord supremacy of the Supreme Lord. Then the impersonal philosophy came into picture. Then that is also exist in this material world now. So it is impersonal feature also one of the part of the Lord, but it is not the only Lord is only in the impersonal feature. So even Shankaracharya is also accepting that Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, everything is accepting. He is glorifying the Supreme Lord, but he's prominent that with only the impersonal feature. That is the reason Mayavadi's Bhashya Shunli Sarvanas. That was Chaitanya Mahaprabhu saying that we should not hear from the Mayavadis, so that if you hear, what will happen? Sarvanash means we cannot concentrate on the bhakti. So that is the reason we have to stick with the good old Vedic literature, the Vedas and the scriptures, whatever the topmost scripture, Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, which are saying. So if you follow that one, which is the first and spoken by the Lord to Brahma, if you are following that parampara, we don't want to worry about any other things which is coming in the deep course of time. So we are all very fortunate to hear and to read, to study this Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam by the mercy of A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. So we are in depth to Srila Prabhupada because he was able to, he gave this knowledge in the very subtle, very easy way for us to understanding, to connect. So we are very much in depth to the Acharya in our parampara. So we should not forget that we cannot repay that, but at least what we can do, what is their instructions, what they want, what is their desire to propagate this Krishna consciousness to all over the places. So at least we'll take part in that. At least we can do the little service so that we can repay little bit towards, it cannot be repay at all, whatever they gave this knowledge, but at least we can satisfy them by taking the little devotional service, propagating this holy name of the Lord. So let us all pray for all of our future, so that we can do our preaching to the other people, and we can satisfy the desire of our acharyas. Hare Krishna. Grantharaj Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam ki jai.